Good evening, everybody. This is Dumpster Cat. Welcome back to yet another Pioneer video. This list has been doing very well for us. We've had quite a few 3-2s, that 401, which is almost a 5-0, and then the 1 and 4. I think I did that off camera, which is going to happen, of course, with any deck. We are not going to do too well all the time, but very consistent with this one. A lot of 3-2s, which I always like with black-green. The 3-drops just especially have been really nice. I've been getting quite a few questions about these guys, just the 4 Trespasser, 4 Sentinel. Really just kind of ignoring or at least not caring about Glissa or Liliana of the Veil, or pretty much any 3-drop for that matter. Just because these, in my testing, have been the most consistent 3-drops. The 3-drops that allow us for the most, at least with Sentinel, card selection, Revolt for Fatal Push being a nice defensive and offensive threat, and then Trespasser being very resilient against removal, and then with the amount of Phoenix, Amalia, Greasefang in the meta right now, the Graveyard interaction is of course quite premium right now, and yeah, just overall these are the most consistent threats in my opinion in terms of the 3-drops that we have access to, and so just from a fundamental point of view, I want to have the most amount of copies of them, so play sets of those guys. In terms of the 4-drops, I was talking to Philip in the comment section of, I think, last video or 2 videos ago, and we had a conversation with another user about Questing Beast and just other 4-drops in general, and we kind of came to the conclusion that Archfiend and Shieldred are just better than Questing Beast or pretty much any other 4-drop, just because they get games over with really quickly, especially with Archfiend being a 6/6 flyer, flying especially for 4 mana, and having that clause of forcing our opponent to lose 2 life whenever a creature of theirs dies is really good and gets games over with very fast. And so I've been really liking Archfiend, also great in the meta with Phoenix being pretty prominent and other like sacrifice strategies running around. So really like Archfiend and Shieldred for that matter. I think I like the 3-2 split for now, although Shieldred in certain matchups like Lotus Field or certain aggressive matchups, Shieldred I think is a bit better than Archfiend, but I think overall in the meta right now, which I think which I think is dominated by a lot of red-black decks and a lot of Phoenix decks, Archfiend I think is the better card overall. And I think overall, just with the theory of having our creatures as consistent, resilient, and aggressive threats in a mid-range deck is just what we want to be doing, of course alongside our extremely efficient interaction. This deck has been feeling good, both from a theoretical and at least in practice point of view has been quite good for us. Mana base as well, I think I'm liking 24 lands, has been quite consistent for us lately. Especially just love the 2 Castle, 2 Hive, 2 Cottage, just really consistent for us. And then in this sideboard, I cut the Ashiok for the 3rd Duress and 4th overall in the 75. This is a little aggressive in my opinion, but I kind of just want to try out the 4 discard in the 75. I've liked this in the past in mono black decks, and I kind of like to, or would like to see how it works in black green, just as a little bit of a nod to Lotus Field and Control. Haven't been seeing Control, but Lotus Field is a tough matchup. And although Ashiok is okay against that matchup, I think I just kind of want the extra Duress. And of course, Duress is just a pretty versatile sideboard card other than that. And then I have cut the Wrens and added in the Invoke Despairs just because I felt that Wren was just a really awkward card. And especially with the amount of 3-drops and 4-drops we already have in the main deck, it just felt kind of awkward and just kind of sat in my hand in the decks that, or against the decks that we brought it in against. And so I kind of like trying out the 5-drops, and of course Invoke Despair and Akhlazot are 2 really haymaker cards that we can definitely bring in against those decks. Other than that, pretty straightforward. I've been loving the Culling Rituals. This card has been super good for me. Leyline, Cage, pretty straightforward other than that. But yeah, of course, thank you guys so much for the support. Really feels good to be playing some Magic, and yeah, see you guys for the matches. Okay, here for match number 1. We are on the play. Feeling pretty good, of course, as always. Well, not as always, but as often as possible, as humanly possible. Yeah, I think I definitely like the changes. I don't know, something about just having the full 4 duresses in the 75 feels good to me. I mean, from like a mid-range perspective, looks like we're gonna mulligan this. It's not very correct, but I think just in the Lotus Field matchups and other combo matchups, control, I just love having it. I think I'll put back a trophy here. And leading on Cottage or Thoughtseize up against Gigantha. I think I'll go for a Thoughtseize turn 1. Shocking. Ooh, okay, so tough matchup with like a red-green vehicles aggressive deck. I think pretty easy take of Chariot, leave Decay for the Copter, and then leave them with a bunch of elves, but the thing is they have a lot better of top decks than we do, so it's just going to be about getting big beefy threats like Archfiend out early, and then hoping they don't draw the Akroan War, because that card is very good against us. You know, this is a matchup where I would like having Tyrus Sunder. As you can see here, we really don't have too many sideboard cards other than perhaps Culling Ritual for the elves and the copters, but they're more of like a 3 CMC deck than a 2 and under, right? Potentially Alkazots or Aklizots is okay. Okay, so Copperline. I think I'm still gonna lead on my Cottage. I mean, knowing that they have the other elves, I'm not gonna worry about decaying that right now. And of course, it's just better to save it for the Copter anyways. So I think that's fine. Sucks if we draw like a 3-drop next turn, but what can you do? Okay, looks like they'll go Copter, Elf, yep. And pass. Okay. So they have Elf, land, and 1 unknown in hand, about to be 2 unknowns. Hopefully Archfiend can do it for us. We've been drawing lands, which isn't completely ideal. Honestly, if we just draw like straight up removal here on out, it shouldn't be too bad. But of course we'll see. Okay, Stormseeker is pretty good, unfortunately. Let's see where they put the trigger. They put it on itself, okay. So, Decay Copter now. Scoos was a fine draw. Pretty easy Archfiend for us though. But not feeling too good about our position at the moment. Yeah, maybe post board we could bring in like 2 Culling Rituals. Just because, of course, if they have starts like this, which is not uncommon, they're great. Okay, mountain. That's a nice looking mountain. And, okay. Dang, it has no cards in hand. Okay, I think I'll just concede there. Well, can take our draw step, see if we find removal. Oh, and actually, we're not even gonna get there. Okay, well, let's bring in the Culling Rituals. I think, honestly, I may just bring in all 4 just because these discard spells are not much better than them. And do we want the Aclazants? You know, I'll try it. I'll try it. Just because we are on the play, I think we can allow it. I think on the draw I would not keep it in though, or bring it in. And just the fact that the discard spells aren't too good in this matchup. But even like Culling Ritual for like, if it gets like 2 permanents, then we could play like a 2-drop or whatever after. It seems like it'd be okay. Okay, don't really like this hand. It has an answer for a turn 1 elf, and it does have the early Archfiend. I'll keep it, but I'm not very satisfied at all. It's pretty borderline. I just, like, going down to 6 is pretty scary. Drawing land is not good. Okay, just a pass though. Man, another land. Jeez. Wow. Just an elf though is pretty interesting. They must have a bunch of 4 drops in hand, maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Archfiends, but I have a suspicion that they have a War. Would love for them to play like a Chariot or something like that. Okay, now a War right off the bat. Interesting that they put this on green. Oh, and just puts Gigantha in hand. Whoa, okay. So what's in their hand then? That's really interesting. Huh, strange. Looks like though, if we don't draw anything especially good, I'll just activate Hive. Yeah, don't know. I definitely like my position. I'm just kind of curious as to what's in their hand. They went elf, then maybe they kept a land-heavy hand like us, hoping to draw into some non-lands, but just didn't get there. I don't know. Okay, I think drawing Trespasser, I will not activate Hive this turn. I think that's a good enough of a play. If it was like a 2-drop like Dread Knight or Scoos, I probably wouldn't play it out. Just because then it would die to Culling Ritual if we want to set that up for next turn. But Trespasser is just fine by me. And we get to play our tap land this way as well. Yeah, I can't imagine they would have anything more than a 5-drop, and they had 5 mana last turn, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I'm really kind of clueless right now. Okay, what they're paying costs. It's a really nice art too. Wow. Okay, no longer paying costs. Opponent's a little slow. Oh, tapping mana quickly now. Okay. I had to think about that one. Jeez. Man, another lands, jeez. Okay, well, guess I'm just gonna... I guess it's better to go for Hive, right? Just because of Menace here. I think so. I mean, if they block, are we happy about that? I think I'd rather just get in the damage. But yeah, definitely pretty poor draws from us. And seemingly them too, but I don't know. That's just kind of disappointing. Let's see if they block. No. So it drops down to 7. Play a tapped Tomb and pass. Also, this may just kill us, right, in 2 turns. Wow, didn't even think of that. So we kind of need to draw some removal. Honestly, well, yeah, Heartless Act off the top would do it, right? Yeah, because this is upkeep and this is main phase trigger, so. Interesting, interesting. I don't know how I feel about this art. I think I don't like it at all. Yeah, just kind of silly looking. And not much color going on at all. This was the cheaper version though, unfortunately. Not by much, it was like, what, probably 30-40 cents compared to like $1.50 for the regular version. Man, opponent is on the toilet, I feel like, if they... I don't know. Either deep in the tank or on the toilet. Yeah, definitely not the matchup we wanted to see, though. Especially considering our sideboard is more combo slash graveyard oriented. Slash, I guess, mid-range as well with the invokes. Okay, well, just Gigantha. I mean, that is a good blocker. They're swinging in, though. Okay. So removal would be great off the top. No. So I guess we're just dead, right? I guess I'll still play it out. Just go Sentinel. Try to make this a 5/5. Dread Knight. Okay. So yeah, a little disappointing that they just had the Aggro in War. They must have drawn it like right after we played the Archfiend, right? I guess we swung in once with it, right? Yeah, so the 2 turns after we played it, which definitely kind of sucks, but what you gonna do? This deck is just kind of does that sometimes. Paying costs? So this will come back to our control with 1 counter on it. Then on our upkeep. Yeah, that sucks. That's an interesting interaction. It kind of doesn't die twice as fast, but at least a turn faster, or like half a turn faster, right? Pretty interesting. Because in 1 turn cycle it gets 2 triggers, or removes 2 counters. So we're going to be dead in our upkeep. If it has no oral counters, so you lose the game. Okay, I'm not going to waste my time anymore then. Tough stuff. Can't really say much about that other than this is a poor matchup, and I think we definitely win this game if they don't draw Aggro anymore. But it's okay. I'll see you guys for the next one. Okay, match number 2 on the play. With a hand we could keep, but not too satisfied with it. Lands and spells though, so we'll keep it. Pretty sure I played against this person yesterday. I forget what they were on though. Might have been like Rakdos or Mono Black. Yeah, okay. Dread Knight, great draw. Well, at least we have a little bit of a 2-3-4 curve going here with the choice of Shieldred or Archfiend for next turn, which is nice on the play for sure. Get push Dread Knight. Yeah, that's it. So now we even have the option of going Dread Whispers into Skoos for next turn. Potentially. Which could be worth it against the mid-range deck. Okay, well. No longer, it seems like. It's okay though. So Archfiend or Shieldred is the question. I'm thinking Archfiend. Archfiend, and I think I'm just gonna pass. I think I'd rather have Shieldred in the long run. Looks like they have a bitter triumph here. So I'll just play out the Archfiend, and most likely it'll die. Yep. I think I'll take it. Okay. So Shieldred, or we could double spell. Double spelling could be nice. I kind of feel like they have a stomp though, so I think I'll just go for Shieldred here. I think I'll play my land. Okay. Do they have push now? Okay, it looks like no push actually, which is nice for sure. Draw land. What's to do? What's to do? Guess we could go Sentinel, explore, I think onto Trespasser for, I'll just explore onto the Sentinel. And I think I will play out my Scoos. Trophy, yeah, I could keep on top. Am I attacking? No. I think I'll just play out Scoos. If they have Stomp, then so be it. Definitely not going to attack with Shield Druid. Maybe could have attacked with Trespasser there, but I think waiting around is fine here. Yeah, there's the Stomp. With no creatures in the graveyard, Scoos is not doing too much anyways, so I think that's alright. Yeah. But if they don't have removal, I definitely like our position here. Also have Castle to do some redraws. Oh, and just plays out the Bone Crusher. So what's in their hand? They didn't make a land drop either in the past 2 turns at this point. And it's apparently not removal. And it's not better than a Bone Crusher Giant. Maybe just like discard spells. Or more Bone Crushers. Well, anyways, I think I'll go. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna trophy. Then, how do we feel about swinging in with everything? If they don't have Fatal Push, which I'm assuming they don't, or a 2-mana removal spell at this point, which I'm assuming they still don't. How do we feel about attacking with everything? If they double block Shield Druid, they take 7. They're pretty much dead, so I think I'll go attack with everything. If they somehow have removal, then this may not be the best attack, but I'm thinking they do not. So we'll go in for it here. I guess if they do have second Stomp, it's not too bad, but a little better for them, of course. Okay. So that's the block I was kind of expecting. And then let's go explore. Okay. Bankbuster. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's interesting how creature oriented we are. I guess we were on the play as well with a nice curve. Seemingly these midrange cards are a bit too slow against us, which is pretty cool. Okay, what is this? What do they need to get back into this? Like, okay. I guess like what, 2 creatures doesn't even do it. 2 creatures plus removal is probably what they need. Or 1 creature plus removal. Okay, so we do get the 5-drop Haymakers, which is pretty nice for this matchup. And I think just putting back 3 discard spells is probably fine enough. And just gonna run it back. Okay, game number 2. On the draw with a 2-lander, but I think we'll keep this with Dread Whispers and being on the draw. If we just draw into 3 lands, and this is honestly a great hand. Okay. Thoughtseize is not too bad, honestly. Ooh, okay. Let's take the Go Blank, the 2-for-1, and leave them with 1-for-1s. Interesting, I've been seeing more Bloodchief's Thirst. I'm not really sure why. Pretty interesting to think about for us, potentially. Okay, no 3rd land is a little scary. Hopefully we get one next turn. Okay, so they have Thoughtseize off the top. I get to see our hand with no lands. I take Invoke. Okay, that makes sense. Really needed a land there. I wonder if they just don't push this. That'd be interesting. Nope, still push it. Okay. Maybe they have Trespasser. They do have Trespasser. Wow, kind of perfect for them. Dang, wow. Okay, jeez. Still no land. At least we could get rid of this, though. And they drew a land, okay. So we still know their hand, but they do have that castle that we have to worry about. And I guess I'll discard the 4-drop, as good as Archfiend is. Oof. Yeah, a little unlucky. Okay. Just a Bone Crusher. Okay, there is that land. So let's play out. They're both going to trade. So how about let's go for the Trespasser. Makes them use more resources. Don't get the map token, which could, I mean, honestly is pretty important right now to hit land drops, but I think I'd rather play it out like this. Makes them use more resources. Okay. So now they just attack. We 2 for 1 them. They do have a castle, but if we keep on making them use their mana on each of their turns, then they can't activate it. Okay, great. So yeah, let's just go Shieldred at this point. They can't attack, which I think I would probably just take it. Go down to 5, then up to 7. Okay, they just drew a land. No attacks, okay. So if we draw land now, sweet. We could go, well, definitely gonna go Sentinel Explorer. Question is, do we want to push Trophy? I'll keep that on top. Turns on their push. I think we don't have to. So they're going to take 4 damage here. Down to 9. And I think I like playing this game of they need to draw like removal, harvester, some way to get revolt in the coming turns, and we could just kind of do nothing other than like advance our board state and get some good draws in. Oh yeah, okay. Aggro. Okay, so I think with that on the top, I'll now push and then swing in with both. They'll push the Shieldred, take 4, go down to 3, and then with removal in hand, they kind of can't really draw into much of anything, I feel like. But yeah, it seems like they kind of flooded. Okay, so feels good to get Rakdos, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Okay, match number 3 on the play with a pretty nice looking hand. Deck's feeling pretty good so far. It felt nice to get Rakdos there. I think that first matchup of the red-green deck is just a bit of a poor matchup for us, so it's okay. Alright, so mono black. Ooh, man. I don't know if you guys remember, like 2 videos ago, we lost against this deck playing for the 5-0. Felt bad. I think I'll take this. Or at least a deck like this. Oh, that's red-black, okay. So maybe not. An aggressive black deck. Ooh, okay. So now we get the choice of Sentinel or leave up Decay for Copter. I think I'm just going to be proactive, play out my Sentinel. Swing in. We're on the play. And kind of need to get to make our land drops. So I think I don't mind allowing them to have at least one turn with a Copter here. Fable is pretty good though. Interesting combination of... Oh, and they seemingly tapped the wrong creature. Combination of aggro and midrange here. Discards a Kroxa. Okay, so no land. Try to explore, make this a 3 toughness. No, we did get a land though. So I think let's go swing in with both. Maybe you should have explored one more time, actually. Yeah, not bad. This is kind of okay, though. At least I think it is. Because I'll explore onto here. Sentinel can go in the graveyard. And then play Dread Whispers. Again, kind of just like not caring about the copter just now, or just yet. Just advancing our hand. It discards 2 lands. And getting some value. No creature though, okay. Discards another copter. Oh, okay. So this guy, Stalactite Stalker, it's pretty good. 2 copters though. Now, let's start by swinging in. Don't really have a clear play. Could very easily just be Shieldred or Archfiend. If they have removal for like an Archfiend, say, then I don't think we would be dead, but be kind of close. So I feel like I'm a bit more comfortable just going Dread Knight, explore, then leave up Decay / Trophy. Yeah, so seems like another great matchup for Culling Ritual. Post board. Wow, interesting, okay. Flameblade Adept. So let's kill a copter. We'll take 3. There's another Adept. And what do they have? A Rotting Regisaur. Okay, that's pretty cool. 7. I got a bit of a tough board state now. Would have been nice to draw like a push there. Oof, yeah. Maybe the play was just to go Archfiend last turn, because seems like we don't really have an out now. Maybe I was just playing a bit too scared. So what are they going to be copying next turn? Like the Regisaur? So we could leave up removal. Do I have to shock in if we go down to 4? If we play like Archfiend, we could block here. Could take that. This has Menace too. We might just be dead. Yeah, I think we're dead. Because they copy, we could decay Regisaur. If they do copy that. And then we'd be taking, I guess, we could be at 1 if they don't have anything. So I guess let's try that. But I guess they can use this. Oh, but I guess this is lethal now. Yeah, didn't think about that. Oh, and they just go for the menace guy. So now, yeah, and then they didn't crew in response. Then they have a creature. They do have a creature. So I guess, yeah, we're still not dead though, right? In fact, if they, yeah, I think we've got it actually here. Because we swing in with Archfiend and trophy the Copter. Oh, okay. And then I'll just do this then. And that should do it. Sweet. Okay, wow, really close. I'm not really sure if those plays were the best, but we got there. Just made it out alive. So interesting, kind of like a red-black aggressive, but still with Fable. I think I'll bring in Aclazance and the Culling Rituals. I think no Invoke Despair though, just because that Blood-Soaked Champion. We want, I think actually though, the Thought Seizes are pretty poor, so maybe just bring in one Invoke could possibly be okay. Okay, on the draw, close. I think I'll keep on the draw, just because if we hit lands, this hand is really good, especially with the Culling Ritual. Man, just having this in our starting hand against these matchups, I do feel really, really good. Just because we could kind of just not care about these early turn plays from them. But, that being said, we do need to draw some lands. Ooh, Inti. It's a good one. Pretty good start from them on the play. Okay, land, sweet. So I think I'll just play my tap land, and then I'll probably push Inti. Probably will have to push Inti and not get value, or not try to get more value off this Culling Ritual. I think that's a little too greedy. Kroxa, okay. I guess discarding Dread Knight. Or Shieldred. I think Dread Knight. Oh, and did they miss their land drop too? Oh, wow. Okay. I think that's definitely fine by me. 3 life and a 2 for 1. Although, seems like these Culling Rituals are not too well oriented right now. But, you know, playing out a Shieldred when they just use their 2-mana removal spell does feel pretty good. Oh, okay. I had another one. Sure. Yeah, and Archfiend was a great draw. See if they have another Bitter Triumph. Good, just swing in and pass turn. I think I'll just decay this now. Oh, and they just concede. Okay, yeah, seems like they just didn't draw anything. Feels good. A bit of an interesting one here with a Stalker. Blood-Soaked Champion was interesting. Pretty cool though. Seems like it's a pretty cohesive discarding deck. Self-discard. Pretty cool though. I think I'd definitely prefer seeing a deck like this than like a traditional mid-range deck, just because we do have the Culling Rituals post board, which weren't good in this game too, to be fair, but I think generally speaking they are great in the matchup, well, especially with them having Copter. But feels good, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Okay, match number 4 on the draw with a pretty nice hand. Thoughtseize into 3 drops. Udawara, sleight of hand. Okay, so could be Phoenix here. Haven't seen Phoenix in the past few leagues, I feel like. So honestly, kind of good, because I still have a bunch of Graveyard Hate in my sideboard, and our main deck is, pretty heavily focused on Graveyard Hate for the opponents. So yeah, it feels pretty cool to see it. Okay. Pretty decent hand. I think I'm thinking about the Prankster, the Cruise, the Lightning Axe. I think it's probably just correct to take the Treasure Cruise. Either that or the Prankster. I do have a Trespasser in hand. Which can do some work on their graveyard. I think I'll take the Prankster. I think that just filling up their graveyard is perhaps a bit too good at the moment. Bit too relevant, I guess. Bit too relevant overall. But the Treasure Cruise down the line can be an issue. I think I'll put this into play tapped, just knowing that it didn't have a 2-drop in hand. Oh, and no 3rd land either. Okay. I kind of want to try going for a Sentinel here, and then setting up the Trespasser to get rid of the Phoenix. I think there's a good enough of a likelihood that they can't get the Phoenix back on this turn right here, to where I feel comfortable making this play. Yeah. But traditionally, I would want to get the Trespasser down earlier than later. But yeah, with them having Lightning Axe, I think it's probably just a pretty easy Sentinel. And what is this? Another Lightning Axe? Oh wow, and another Phoenix. That is pretty lucky for them. So it looks like they're going to cruise here, leaving a Phoenix in the yard, which is pretty good, for sure. We have a Sentinel though. And okay, sweet hive. Yeah, I was just thinking about drawing a hive or cottage would be great. But I feel like they could probably get this Phoenix back this turn. Another Phoenix, uh-oh. They get back the Prankster number 2. Ooh, so if they have land, then they can get back both Phoenixes. Pieces. Oh, and shoot. Yeah, they have a cantrip. Oh, a Lightning Axe? Again, wow. Okay, that's just pretty lucky. Can't really do much about that. Now we draw the scoos. Ugh. Wow, okay, that's really bad. Yeah, I think that's just incredibly unlucky, right? Wow. Yeah, I think I'm just passing the turn. Planning on making the scoos a 5/5. Okay. So let's eat these now. Yeah. Yeah. Would have loved to see removal there. No, I guess I should have swung in with Hive. Well, actually, this is probably fine. Yeah. Yeah, actually, this is fine. Could play tapped Hive, pass turn, decay one of the pranksters, gain a life. This thing having vigilance, though, is actually really good in spots like this. Now we need just like removal off the top. Another prankster. Choose Lightning Axe though. Okay. Well, at least that can't kill scoos at the moment. And it put 2 creatures in the graveyard for us, which is actually pretty nice. But not drawing removal, it looks like we're probably dead. Can we activate both hives? No. Well, actually, I think we are not actually dead. We can swing in. No, we're still dead. was gonna say we could try to. No, because they could just literally take this damage. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yep. If Scooz was one bigger and they didn't have removal, then we could get an extra turn there. But wasn't able to get there, unfortunately. Tough. Kind of close though, so that's okay. But yeah, we do get the ley lines in the cage, which is sweet. And I think I'll... Oh, and I guess some number of duress is fine. Maybe go like 2 duress to start. Then before we trim on Dread Knight, Sentinel, Trespasser, Shieldred is... I guess could keep her on the Shieldreds. And Decay. I guess... Yeah, Decay's kind of not good at all. Maybe keep in 1? I'll keep in 1. Keep the 4 Trespassers in. I think this is a mulligan. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I could keep this. Put back a second Scooz, maybe? Sucks that we didn't mulligan into a ley line. I think I'll put back the trophy, actually. Just because it seems fairly likely that they have removal, right? So I'll keep both Scoozes. But it's not a good hand. Not the best hand. Okay, opponent went turn 1 Hall. We drew second Hive, which is not the best, but we could just play out our Scooz here. Opt 1 bottom. Yep. Okay, I think I'm just gonna not play out the Scooz until I need to. Okay, cool. So if we play out Scooz now, it's just going to be a 3-3. How likely it is can they get a Phoenix? They have none in the yard right now. Just playing Scooz out into removal is so bad. I guess it's kind of okay though, just because we do have the Hive. Fable. Okay, interesting. And a Trespasser. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Let's attack. Attack, and I think I'm just gonna go play Trespasser, not play Dread Knight. Leave up 2 Scooz activations, and with the Scooz in our graveyard, this one doesn't die to Fiery Impulse, which is nice. Okay, so let's do this now. So they have a Spike Field Hazard. I guess they don't have any red mana. And choose not to use Fable. Uh-oh, what does that mean? There's a Shredder. That was really fast that they chose not to use the Fable. Interesting. So I can't play around any removal here, so I'm just going to eat now. Right? Yeah. Okay. So attack with Hive, or play Dread Knight. I think just attack with Hive. Leave up one Scoo's activation. Just get the ball rolling here. And they take all of it, okay. Yeah, not really sure what that impulse was all about. Seems like it was just a mistake. Not really sure why they did it before the Fable trigger as well. But if they Lightning Axe here, okay. I was just about to say they can't discard a Phoenix or else we get to eat it. To opt to the top. And they are attacking. So they now have red mana. So they could kill a Hive. Oh, another Fable, okay. But it looks like they're just dead. I think they are dead. Exile that, put them down to 3. And got 2 lethal attackers. And one of them's Menace, and they have 2 blockers, so I think we're good here, yeah. Okay, so kind of started out poor there, at least a little unconfident with our starting hands, but we got there in the end. Any changes? I don't think so. I think that's pretty fine. Yeah, still don't know how I feel about the duresses, but I think 2 is probably decent enough. Let's see if we could get a leyline hand now. Those are just always the easiest. The easiest games. Okay, no leyline hand, but it's a decent hand. No graveyard hate though. Do we dare mulligan this one? I think we're supposed to keep. It's a good hand. Lots of answers, lots of proactivity. Would love to draw into some graveyard hate though. I mean, we have 4 Trespasser, 3 Scoos, the Cage. Leyline at this point isn't the best draw, but can still be okay. Okay. Lead with Thoughtseize over Duress. Fable, consider. Interesting. I kind of want to take this consider. Well, oh, maybe. Yeah, I'll take the consider. Well, the thing is, they're gonna play Shredder next turn, and then at that point we need to duress the Fable on our turn 2. It's just if they could get a Connive And then, you know, we wouldn't be able to decay the Shredder right after they play it. So if they could get a Connive on their turn 3, which is unlikely with the starting hand, then it would be kind of bad. So I'm going to risk it and take the Consider here. Hope that they cannot Connive on turn 3. Or we could just draw push and then it's a lot easier. So push first and then duress away this Fable. Crackling Drake is a little scary, but they have mono 4 drops and 2 lands. Sleight of hand. Gets a land, okay. So Trespasser, Scoos, Cage are all great draws. They did draw the land though. So they get a Drake, I'm guessing, yeah. Which we could trophy at least. But that's not really ideal. Need to draw, I guess, like Archfiend. Yeah, okay, there's the Trespasser. Nice. Although I guess now Decay does not interact with the Phoenixes, which kind of sucks. But yeah, Archfiend, like any creature pretty much is a fine draw. So bottom with the Opt. They're playing pretty quickly. And then, wow, into a Fiery Impulse, discarding a Phoenix. Jeez. What a turn that was. Wow, okay. They must have just drawn that Fiery Impulse or else they wouldn't have known about it. Shoot, okay. Wow, and then seemingly now we're just on the back seat. Shoot. It's not ideal. Okay. Wow, really awkward here. Do we even Thoughtseize? I think probably not. If this Decay was anything else, I think the first one is fine leaving in, especially with them having Fable post board, but ooh, it's not good here. And yeah, now if they have untapped land, we're gonna have to chump block. So it looks like this one's gonna be a loss, unfortunately. If we had Extinction Event, maybe it'd be a bit different. Kind of, yeah. So, maybe we mulligan? I don't know. Seems like they kind of got lucky with that last turn where they just went like triple cantrip into fire, the perfect Fiery Impulse. I do think that we are still supposed to keep Trespasser in, by the way, even though that play was terrible. Okay, I'll concede here. That play kind of cost us the game with them being able to discard to the ward. I think Trespasser is still very important in this matchup, so sucks, feels bad for sure. Feels bad that we didn't draw ley lines in any of the post-sideboard games. Otherwise, this matchup is very easy, but it's okay, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Okay, match number 5 on the play. Playing for the 3-2. Looks like we're going to have to mulligan this one. Yep, mulligan this one as well. Haven't had the best hands this league, but it's of course to be expected. Feels bad, of course, mulliganing to 5 though. That's for sure. Okay, I mean, not a good hand, but keep it on 5. Guess I'll just put back both the green cards. Don't even have, oh man, don't even have turn 3 Trespasser with these lands. Oh, and it's a tough matchup. Okay. Is this just mono green or is this red green? Okay, it looks like mono green. Oh, no, probably red green. Okay. Okay, well, at least there's the untapped source. I think I'll go with Trespasser here. Get a forest. Okay. Oh, and it's black. And a chariot. That's pretty good. So maybe I was actually supposed to play tap land there to get yeah, 4-drop online. I guess drawing trophy is fine though. Okay, so probably gonna have to take like what, 9 damage here, unfortunately. Go down to 8. Then hopefully we could stabilize with the Shieldred. Drawing removal from here on out would be nice, though. I think we do play out Shieldred instead of Archfiend. Although, yeah, because Archfiend can be a liability if it's just on defense. Just attacks with Love Struck Beast. I guess I have to block. I don't think going down to 3 is that good. So maybe in that sense, playing out Archfiend was correct. Tough to say. Oh, and a Kalissa. Yikes. And another Chariot. Okay. I think that's just good at game 2. Tough. Okay, well I think Culling Rituals are pretty decent. I think we could probably bring in the Akalizot as well, and then cut this discard down. Yeah, I didn't really want to see a matchup like this though, coming in for match 5. Although this is a pretty good hand. Okay. I think I will play out Dread Knight. I could actually Dread Whispers here. Yeah, let's Dread Whispers. Just try to keep hitting our land drops. Playing out the 2-drop isn't the best with Culling Ritual in our hand anyways. Copter, okay. Sure. Let's play the Sentinel. Could leave up Decay, but I think that's fine. Their own Sentinel, okay. So we can go Culling Ritual, make us 4 mana, then like push, play Skoos, eat the Sentinel. I guess that's kind of fine. If we don't do that, then I think I'm just going to be playing out Skoos, leaving up push. I think I'd rather just do the Culling Ritual now, because I think I just want to get these 2 drops out. Yeah, and now we have a pretty nice board state. Okay. And Dread Knight, okay. I think Sentinel was a pretty nice draw there. Trophy. Could put that in the graveyard, I think. Okay. So it looks like I'll probably just be firing up this cottage right now. And have them down to 1. And they just concede. Okay, sweet. Feels good. That definitely went more according to plan. Don't want to make any changes. So we saw Dread Knight, so Invoke can be potentially a bit better than like Thoughtseize, but I think I'll just probably keep it like this. Okay, 2-lander on the draw, but we do have Ritual. I'm gonna take the risk and keep this hand. It has push and decay as well, so we do have turn 1 answer to an elf. A little risky, but I think I'll take the risk for this one. Sweet, perfect draw right there. Okay. And I think I deserve to be a little lucky right now. Okay. I'll play out an untapped land, just because they do have cards like Glissa that we want to leave up Decay for on turn 3. That push wouldn't be able to kill. Thoughtseize, okay. takes decay. Interesting. And a woodland cemetery. Cool. Yep. Go Sentinel. I wonder why they took decay. Wonder what that means. Okay. Heartless Act. It's a nice one. I think I'll still go Fatal Push here. Got land. Push? No push, okay. So I think I will just use my map token here, use my mana, Dread Knight. Yeah, it's honestly kind of fine. So they took decay. Why did they take decay? If they don't have like a Glissa. I mean, they know we had push. Don't know. Though, glad we drew a Heartless Act. That's for sure. And okay. And yeah, it seems like they, I don't know, did they like side out of the elves and bring in some mid-range cards? Could have been interesting. Another Shielder, okay. So that one can be a little bit of a problem. And they get a tomb. Ooh, and push, okay. That's pretty good. Okay, or we could just draw Trophy. Yeah, these draws have been a little lucky. Or pretty good, for sure. I think I'll just go play out Sentinel, play tapped Castle, and I think with double Cottage we should be pretty set for this game. Another Sentinel. I keep it on top. Okay, so if we fire up the Cottage, yeah, it's just let's fire up Cottage, then try to put a counter on the Cottage. Scoos, yeah, it's good enough. Then swing in with the team. They'll block that, take 6. And yeah, now they're dead. Okay, cool. Feels good. Nice little 3-2 for this one. Yeah, kind of a close matchup it seems like for that last one. Cool black-green vehicles deck. But, yeah, cool league nonetheless, and I'll see you guys for the wrap-up. Okay, so nice little 3-2 for this one. Lost to Phoenix and red-green vehicles, which vehicle is definitely a tough matchup. Phoenix, I think with our main deck and sideboard isn't too bad of a matchup. We lost 1-2 against them, so a little disappointing, but that's okay. I think that's going to happen. And I think, if I remember correctly, they did have some pretty nice sequences. But yeah, it felt good to get Rakdos midrange, Rakdos, I guess, aggro slash like the Inti Copter deck, and then the last black-green vehicles deck was pretty cool to see too, and felt good to get them. So main deck still feels pretty good. I think maybe the only change I would make was to cut a decay for the second Heartless Act. Could be better against Phoenix and Shielder decks for sure. Yeah, I think other than that, deck feels great. I think the Aklizots, I didn't see Invoke Despair, but I think the sideboard for mid-range matchups definitely feels nice. Didn't see any control or combo, but I think the 4 Duresses and the 2 Spheres are still fine in the sideboard. But yeah, other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.